Well, this was a place that I never expected. This is China 2010, Chapter 3, Taishan Global Geopark. This is a place where I never imagined until I got here. There was this big Buddhist temple at the base of this mountain, and some other complexes a part of this temple where you kind of walk through, and then you make your way to, there's a lot to see in this temple, actually. It was really cool. Spent some time here, and a lot of things are just feng shui and completely balanced. And really trippy place with a lot of places you can go and make offerings of incense and buy other things to either use in the temple here or take with you up this mountain. So, like I said, spent some decent amount of time touring this temple complex at the base of this mountain, and then started climbing the mountain. There's a couple ways you can climb this mountain. By gondolas or by foot. We decided to go by foot. My father cheated and took the gondolas, but most of us went by foot. So you've got food along the way and temples along the way. You've got these hermitage or introverted or hermit type monk guys along the way in caves, and you see these stairs go all the way up, and you just see really trippy stuff all the way up. Here's this cat sitting here on a rock. And you're just climbing these stairs for, it was good, over an hour. I mean, you really get your steps in here. It was a gnarly climb. Some of them are really, really steep. Like I said, it's cautious, precipitous steps. You can see the incline there. Most of everything's hauled up here by the locals. They get up here and then they sell it, or they're transporting it for the vendors that are up there. So you get all the way up there. It's great people watching along the way. Like I said, I was really just pounding the stepping stones all the way up. You can see all the way down. So once you get up into the mountain, it's quite overcast up there. Sometimes the sun would kind of try to burn through, but most of the times it wouldn't. But these are different images of me and making my way up these steps, or images of just me using the camera to take. I had to take my shirt off. I was starting to overheat. But I was sticking out like a sore thumb, literally the only Westerner there besides my stepmom, my dad, my stepmom, and me. My wife blended in just fine. I got stopped a few times, and ladies wanted to pose with me with the Western dude, the Guelo. But made my way through. Once you get up towards the top, that was at the top, you've got more kind of altars up there. There's a second tier. This is like a second tier of stairs just to get to the summit. So once you finally get up here, you're kind of coming through this portal, and then there's different levels up there at the summit with different buildings, scientific buildings, more temples, stores, like little makeshift stores, and places to eat. All the trippy rooftops up there have all those lightning rods on them, and then you just have all this. I think that was like a science center up there, part of a university. Then there's lots of kind of Buddhist and feng shui, and I'm not sure I can't remember what all this says in Chinese, but you could buy these locks that you can lock onto stuff up there. I think they ever cut them off, so everybody just keeps putting locks up there. Part of, like a good wish. So you put a wish on a lock, and then you lock it up there, and then the spirits take care of it. But really trippy vegetation up there everywhere, and you really didn't start looking closer. You saw some unique different kinds of plants, and then it was after a while I noticed that there's actually cannabis growing wild everywhere. The whole mountain was covered with this wild cannabis, even some of it flowering like this. So that was really trippy, and most of it just really not potent at all. So it wasn't really worth indulging or anything. But there's more of these altars, and you could buy these huge, largest incense you can imagine. You can throw coins into these altars for good luck through that square in the big coin. You could buy those huge incense sticks. Again, this is more all feng shui temples with more altars and stores to buy stuff to offer to these altars. Lots of really trippy architecture, and just so many angles and so many things to look at. It was just really cool, just really cool to walk around. Lots of different types of statues that you've seen at other temples and places of interest so this Taishan, I can't remember how far south it is of Beijing, but it was an all-day thing. You were exhausted at the end of the day after making your way all the way up or all the way down, but you could take gondolas if you chose to pay for those. So again, I just took lots of pictures of all these different types of altars. Here's some of the largest incense that you've ever seen in your life. Largest incense in the world. Here's some examples of the places that you could buy fresh fruits or vegetables, or they'd make these little kind of like heated egg type things. Of course, there was always your, socialist, communist kind of artwork up there too, to give power, power the struggle of the man and the Chinese over the last 50, 70 years. This is back down in the large temple at the base of the mountain. Sorry, these aren't in exact chronological order. This is back up at the top of the mountain. But again, this is down at the base. I think this is along with some of the other pictures you saw at the beginning of the slideshow. So this is back down at the larger temple at the base of the mountain. And then this is just some of the statuary and different types of things down there at the bottom. So it's all kind of next to this little town. If you're really interested in knowing what city this is next to, then you could put it in the comments, shoot me a question in the comments, and I'll answer it. Again, this is just more of the temples and more little shops and stuff you can visit either on the way up or on the way down. On the way down is better because you don't want to have to carry it anything you buy, you got to carry up and bring it all the way down. So these are just some more shots of the base looking up and running into some of these guys that carry this stuff up there. This is a full load. Look at that. He's like got over 100 pounds of stuff that he's hauling up and taking a break. This is again up back at the top. Some more of the sights from the top, and it's just great people watching and just absorbing everything. Again, overcast, so not too much sun, but really cool day. I'd love to go do this place again. Made for a lot of exercise, made a complete day out of it. And it just, as you're walking around, your mind's just wandering along with you, and you're just soaking in all the detail on all the buildings. Not just the people watching, but the detail on all the buildings. And there's some things in English, as you can see here, a little directory, but all the detail and carving and stuff they use, even the trash cans up there. So some of these are the gondolas that kind of go from one mountain over to the other. I think there was much more to see, and you could spread yourself out further. I really just kind of went up to the top. I guess I did take a gondola. I don't remember it, but at some point I did believe I took a gondola from one peak over to the other and then back, because I ended up walking all the way down. I think I walked pretty much all the way up. I just didn't, there's no way from one peak to the other, so I ended up taking the, not toboggan, but gondola from one peak to another. And that's the gondola that takes you down, up and down from the main peak. So some of those just last pictures of people practicing ancestor worship and praying and doing, practicing Buddhism, giving thanks and wishing for prosperity and long life, and a lot of these locks and this stuff that's kind of part of it all. But yeah, really cool place if you ever find yourself in south of Beijing, working your way south to southern China. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.